everybody, this is Brittany with the Homestead Trail, and today is part 2 of our video going over our new Incuview XL cabinet style incubator by the Incubator warehouse. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to get on our channel and check out our Incuview XL first impressions video. That goes over all the features of this, it explains how everything works, and it really just gives our first impression of how everything ran. But this video is a true test because this is where we actually are hatching a trial of eggs. So 18 days ago, we put in these 8 Moran eggs. These came from a local breeder. They were not shipped, and all 8 ended up being fertile. And I just finished candling them and marking where their air cells are, and they are all still viable. They're all still developing. So we didn't have any quitters, so that's always a good sign. But today, since it's day 18 and chickens have a 21-day long incubation period, we are going to go ahead and put these guys on what's called lockdown. And that is where you take them off the turner, you set them in the hatching tray, and that is where the eggs are able to adjust themselves in preparation for hatching 3 days from now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the eggs into the hatching tray. Alright, so we've got everybody in the hatching tray now. That one with AC written on it there, that's the one with the wonky air cell. If any of them have trouble hatching, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be that one, but it's still alive, so we'll see what happens. Let's check our thermometers here. The one on the right is in the hatching tray, and the one on the left is on the very bottom shelf. And as you can see, the one on the bottom shelf there is reading right at 99.7. That's exactly where it needs to be. The system is still set at the default 99.5, so that is perfect. And then the one on the right, with the temperature being 95.2, I was actually a little bit concerned with that. So I did some research, and according to the University of Illinois, you are actually supposed to decrease the temperature for hatch down to 95 degrees. So that's exactly where it's supposed to be. And the reason for that is the chicks are pretty much fully developed at this point, and so they don't need such a high temperature to hatch. So I thought that was interesting, and this is great design by Incubator Warehouse because those temperatures are perfect. Also in the hatching tray, the humidity is higher, probably because the humidity is coming in right there. But yeah, you got about 10% more humidity up on top, which is awesome. Once we get a little bit closer to their actual hatch date, probably tomorrow night or the next day, I'm going to increase the humidity up to probably 65, and we'll see how they go. So 3 days from now, hopefully we'll have 8 fuzzy little chickies in there. Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. Last evening was day 21, so we are right in the middle of our hatch date. And we've obviously got one guy that's already hatched, and then I think I counted 4 pips. And one of them is actually, this is the one with the weird air cell. Let me see, and you can barely see it there, but it's actually pipping as well, so. That one's got one. That one's going. So yeah, everybody started hatching right on time. The temperatures are still holding up fine. I might bump up that humidity a little bit. It's only 60 in there, but everybody seems to be doing good. And one thing I'm noticing, and I don't know if this is a Moran thing or not, but I marked where the air cells are, and they aren't pipping where the air cell is. They're pipping on the wrong end, as you can see. So let's see, that one's doing it too. You can see it's clear on the wrong end. So I'm not sure how that is going to affect things, but they are pipping, so I'll keep an eye on them today. Whoa, there he goes. Okay guys, it's about 1 p.m. same day. We are up to 4 hatched. See those guys back there in the back? They're drying off. This guy just hatched. He had kind of a bloody umbilical cord type of an area. I'm not sure if that's what you call it on chick, but it was kind of bloody, so that looks a little concerning, but he seems to be doing pretty well. So I think he will recover pretty quickly, assuming that the others leave him alone. I kept this paper, that's the instructions. I kept this paper over here in the corner, and they are all actually staying over there. So they seem to like kind of being snuggled underneath something. So I'm hoping if I keep that paper over there and the new ones are hatching over here, that the older ones will be less likely to peck at the new guys. So that seems to be working so far. So we'll check in again later tonight. All right, guys, it is 5 o'clock and we've got a new one hatched, so this makes 5. And believe it or not, that one was the that one was the one with the wonky air cell. So apparently that did not affect him as much as I thought, other than he just can't get right-sided. You can do it, little guy. We've got 3 left now, and they are all pipped. So I anticipate 3 more chicks, hopefully tonight. That one's pipped really good. That one's about to start zipping. And this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I think it rolled over. Yeah, you can barely see it, but it's pipped too. So you can barely see it there, but the temperature right now is about 93.4. Humidity's only 53, which I have it cranked up to like 75, but I have this air hole opened up over here, and so it's kind of having a little bit of trouble maintaining humidity, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the hatch any. They've not seemed shrink wrapped or struggled to get out or anything like that, because today is still technically day 21. It won't be until this evening that it becomes day 22, so everything is very normal so far. You can see on the other thermometer that's lower, temperature's still 99 down there, and the humidity down there is 44, but yeah, it's trying to keep up the humidity, but I mean, it's not affecting them. They seem to be doing really well, and they're actually drying really quickly. I know in my styrofoam incubators, it seemed like it took forever for them to dry, so these guys actually look really good. You guys are so cute with your little furry feet. Alright, so we will touch base again later. Alright, this is the morning of day 22, so day 22 started last night, and we are up to 7. We've got 1 more pipped. You can see him there, he's trying. So we'll give him the rest of the day, we'll see what happens, but 7 out of 8 so far, pretty good. Alright, you guys, it is about noon on day 22 and we have our final count, and 7 out of the 8 hatched. I just checked on the last one that it pipped and it started to zip, but for whatever reason it didn't make it. So I opened it up and confirmed that, but that type of thing just happens for whatever reason. Some of them are just weak and they just aren't able to make it. So it was fully developed and it appeared normal, so I think it was just something genetic. Something that couldn't be prevented, so that kind of stinks, but like an 87% hatch rate is pretty dang good, especially for a batch of eggs as small as 8. But yeah, they're totally healthy and they're all doing really well. They just got put in the brooder this morning, so they're still kind of trying to figure things out, but yeah, they look really good. So just to summarize this hatch, the temperatures remained steady, there weren't any spikes. Everyone hatched between day 21 and 22, so that is a good sign. If the temperatures had fluctuated, it would have caused the hatch to either be early or late, so that was a good sign. And everyone dried off really quickly, and nobody seemed super wet when they hatched. So I think the humidity, I had it set on 45 plus or minus 5 the entire hatch, and I think that was about perfect. I know with my styrofoam incubator, sometimes they would come out and they would just be sopping wet and it would take them forever to dry too. So I think that was probably a sign of too much humidity. But yes, so overall, I am extremely happy with this incubator. I think it is definitely worth the money. I think my hatch rates are going to be a lot better compared to my cheap ones. So yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I really like the setup, and I love the clear top of that incubator. I think that is so cool. So if you're thinking about getting an incubator, definitely check out the Incuview XL from Incubator Warehouse. I've been very, very pleased with it so far. So all there is to do now is just clean out the hatching tray. I'm going to wipe everything down with a bleach solution, keep everything opened up, let it dry out completely. Since it's been in high heat and high humidity, that's just the perfect place for bacteria and stuff to grow. So get all that dried out and cleaned up because next week we will be able to put in eggs from our own birds. We have blue laced red Wyandottes, double laced Barnevelders, and Jubilee English Orpingtons that we're breeding. And yeah, so next week we'll be able to put in our own eggs and start the incubating process with those. So if anything changes, we will definitely let you know, but I anticipate awesome things with this incubator. So thank you guys so much for watching. Happy homesteading, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.